Now on CoastTV News.
The history of tornadoes in the Midwest is now, believe it or not, a concern for us here right in Delmarva. I'll tell you how this story is connected and why we need to watch out for Wednesday.
Boating out of Baltimore, a temporary channel opened up for ships to start making their way out of the harbor. Protect your eyes. The rush to get those eclipse glasses has started. What you need to know.
A massive development in Milford facing a unique challenge, the different hurdles that one neighborhood has to overcome.
And hundreds of pounds of trash dumped in a Delaware state forest. Why it took 4 different agencies to clean it all up.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Wicked weather on the way right now. You're looking live into West Ocean City. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our news at 11. We begin tonight with weather and the storm concerns heading our way. That's why we're going to start with Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams, who has the details you need to know.
First and foremost, we've had some showers earlier for today, and now those same showers have kind of circled the wagons and come back into play for tonight. But it's the threat of tornadoes for tomorrow that's our biggest concern. Right now, in our Spicer Brothers camera showing that the precipitation is coming back ever so steadily right now, but even in the Salisbury area, and we're looking for it to stay cloudy and drizzly at the very least. Now, here's a look at the resurgence of the scattered showers we have right now. Some a bit heavy, but nothing severe thus far. We have a coastal flood advisory for us throughout Sussex and a small craft advisory watching out for 25-mile-per-hour winds. But here's the rub. It's to our west. You see this? We have tornado watches in effect throughout portions of Charleston and all that. This has been happening throughout the Midwest, and this same system is moving towards us. And here's why I'm making this a big deal. Watch this. There. You see these red tornado signs? These are all indications of this storm creating tornadoes as it begins to track over towards the east. And believe it or not, this is, just so you know, and I don't usually just do this that way, but I want to show you something. This is making a beeline straight over here to us. And we are going to be the target of this. So that's why it's going to be very important for you to realize that this is going to be a concern for us because we have a first alert day that's in effect for today for us. And we're going to be watching for that threat that's going to stay dominant for us at least a level 2 with the possibility of 1 or 2 tornadoes in our area. Now, it's not just here in Delmarva that will be impacted by the storms this week. Millions of Americans will face severe storms continuously from earlier today. And those dangerous tornadoes, as we've just kind of shown you, have popped up throughout the Midwest. And Jen Sullivan is tracking these storms and has the details on the damage that they've caused there and why we need to be mindful and ready tomorrow right here.
Winds so powerful, this student knocked to the ground at the University of Kentucky. The winds tearing down power lines, trees crushing cars in this Lexington neighborhood. An EF1 tornado flattening this building in Nelson County, Kentucky.
Lexington did suffer significant damage this morning with trees down, roads blocked, traffic signals out.
With more storms on the way, all of the Bluegrass state now under a state of emergency. More than 75 million Americans from the Gulf Coast up through the Northeast impacted by severe weather and tornadoes Tuesday. Parts of Kentucky, Indiana, and Ohio facing the highest risk.
This is a dangerous period of time.
This same system already tearing through parts of the Midwest, bringing tornadoes, damaging winds, flooding, and hail strong enough to break through this car's glass in Indiana. In Chesterfield, Missouri, a tornado uprooting trees. These branches piercing through one family's roof and through their kitchen ceiling.
You could see through the windows in the basement that something big had come down.
The heavy rains triggering flash flooding. Several vehicles underwater in Rock Hill, Missouri. Rescue crews wading through the water and using a boat to save a stranded driver.
The water comes up so fast that he got stranded in there, so we had to rescue him by boat.
The severe spring storm's not over yet. Parts of the Midwest and Great Lakes could see a foot of snow by Thursday, while much of the Northeast and South will see heavy rain. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
Now, if we look past when all those storms are to next week, a partial solar eclipse is going to grace our skies in just 6 days. But before the eclipse, you want to be sure to grab those eclipse viewing glasses. That way you can view everything safely. You don't want to burn your eyes or your retinas. The Milton Public Library has glasses, pinhole viewers, and even bookmarks with solar eclipse information available for people to grab when they go into the library.
We have a number of the pairs of glasses, and we're making those available. And we also have an interesting little tool that was provided to us through our grant. This is a little job where a person could actually hold this up, and they're going to have that image come through the tiny little hole to protect their eyes, and they will forecast that image onto a piece of paper.
Now this brings us into our Coast TV poll, because what we want to know is, what's your favorite or preferred way to view an eclipse? You just saw a couple of the different things there. And so far, most folks have said, well, they'd prefer the eclipse glasses. Actually, most folks saying they're not even going to look. But of the people that are going to look, most say they'd prefer the glasses. Some say live stream, watch it digitally. And some say those DIY, methods you can use. You can get one there at the library, or you can make one out of a cereal box. Now, if you haven't voted yet, you still can at CoastTV.com or use the Coast TV mobile app. A massive addition to the city of Milford has now gotten the go-ahead from the city council, and developers are ready to start building. But there's just one unexpected snag that they have to navigate around. Coast TV's Charles Reiner shows us how a surprise burial ground is forcing a few plans to change.
This empty field won't be so empty for much longer. The city of Milford has given the green light to a 199-home development called Red Cedar Farms.
We're excited to bring the Shell brand to the Milford market.
The developer, Shell Brothers, originally planned to build 200 homes off of Buck and Cedar Neck roads. But during an archaeological review, they found an old cemetery on one of the plots earmarked for a house.
It's not common, but we have seen it before.
It is not entirely clear who is buried there or even how old the cemetery is, but Green says it was a surprising find nonetheless.
I've developed several dozens of communities over the years in my career, and I think this is the second or the third time that I've discovered a burial ground on the property.
The plan now is to simply leave that plot of land alone and build around it. There will also be a marker placed there to remember the dead. According to Green, Shell Brothers is hoping to start building those houses sometime in the next few months. I'm Charles Reiner, Coast TV News.
And we have some breaking news tonight coming from the other side of the globe. A major earthquake has happened near the east coast of Taiwan. It's being reported as a magnitude 7.4 by the U.S. Geological Survey. You can see some incredible video on your screen here. And there is a tsunami threat associated with the quake, according to the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center. Now, we will be keeping an eye on this, and you could see an update in the morning on Coast TV News at 5 if it's warranted. New tonight, kidnapping, murder, and now an arrest. We've now learned through the Maryland State Police that 40-year-old Kenneth Stephen Bradley of Cambridge has been arrested. He was indicted on March 29th on multiple charges. Those include first-degree murder, second-degree assault, kidnapping, and more. The victim, Tayavana Britt, was 31 years old, last seen at work on February 7th here in Delaware. Her vehicle was found in the Easton area, but her body has still not been found. This is an ongoing investigation.
I'm Mallory Metzner. Here's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. 4 Delaware agencies have cleared 2,300 pounds of trash and debris from a forest in western Kent County. This photo from DenRec shows furniture, tires, household trash, and even animal carcasses dumped along the roadway and near the State Forest parking area. There's a new traffic pattern in Cambridge starting Wednesday. MDOT says to enhance safety and traffic operations, there will be a new all-way stop sign at the intersection of Maces Lane and Rigby Avenue along Route 343. A Smyrna woman was arrested for a 5th offense felony DUI Monday night. Delaware State Police says 55-year-old Victoria Parker was driving erratically on North DuPont Highway near Messina Hill Road in Dover with a child in the SUV. She was ultimately released on bond. And that's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. I'm Mallory Metzner.
Take a look at this. A temporary channel now open at the site of the Baltimore Bridge collapse. A tugboat actually pushing a barge with jet fuel for the Defense Department It was the first vessel to cross the alternate channel, which is on the northeast side, and the ship is on its way to Dover Air Force Base. Massive cranes have been used to help the work along, but weather is slowing things down. At a press conference this afternoon, Maryland Governor Wes Moore praised the efforts that have been made so far, but points out there is more to get done.
And I'm thankful that after only a week after the collapse, we have pathways and channels so commercial traffic can now move through. But I do want to be clear. We are still a long way from being able to get the size and the cadence of the commercial traffic back to where it was before the collapse.
Here on the coast, if you live in Lewis, you just might be experiencing a little low water pressure, maybe some discolored water this week. The Board of Public Works says hydrant flushing takes place on the town side starting at 5 a.m. tomorrow. The beach side, that's set to begin at 5 a.m. on Thursday. If you do have any of that discoloration, just turn the cold water until it runs clear. Fenwick Island residential parking permits are almost ready for pickup. The town says property owners will get one blue parking permit with 2 street parking tags. Bring your photo ID to pick up your permit at the Fenwick Island Police Department. That starts on Monday, April 15th. Speaking of started, we're just getting started. Still to come, Taylor Swift continues to dominate the music world, and now she's made her way onto the Forbes billionaire list for the first time. We'll tell you where she stands.
And right now we have a new run of our models, and we're looking at 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, where we're looking for a swath of severe weather that could pull through. And in the midst of all this, we could possibly see a supercell thunderstorm or maybe even a tornado.
And next, Margaritaville, the plan in Ocean City wastes away. Why the big name brand won't be a part of a new hotel development. We're going to be back in 60 seconds.
When I decided to have my kitchen done, I knew I wanted it done professionally, and that's when I contacted Ellen. She took me to the Delmarva Design Center.
From the moment I bring a customer into Delmarva Design Center, the ideas start to flow. First thing we do is take a stroll around the showroom so we can look at all the different vignettes to get ideas of what they like and see what they react to.
For each of the different aspects that I wanted to change in my kitchen, there were experts here, and everyone was so helpful. They listened to what I had to say, and they had great ideas that helped me put together exactly what I wanted for my kitchen.
My goal is to have the customer enjoy their space as quickly as possible, and Delmarva Design Center helps me do that.
My kitchen is one of my favorite places now. It's something that I use every single day of my life. I'm elated with my experience at the Delmarva Design Center.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
If you were hoping to waste away at a new Margaritaville hotel and resort in Ocean City someday, I've got bad news for you. The deal, like that old shaker of salt, is lost. The attorney for the developer of the planned Margaritaville Hotel and Resort tells Coast TV that the sheer size of the proposal is too big. Instead, the hotel developer is planning on building a smaller hotel, but that means that they will lose out on the Margaritaville branding. Hugh Cropper is the attorney representing the future hotel developer, and while he admits things will be different than originally planned, there is still, according to him, some reason for excitement.
The new hotel is very nice. It's a boardwalk oceanfront hotel. It's well designed. It's incredibly nice. It has amenities. It has accessory retail. It has accessory restaurant. It just doesn't, at this point, doesn't qualify as the destination resort that a Margaritaville would require.
And according to Attorney Cropper, the developer will be scaling some things down and removing other things altogether. Those include meeting spaces, conference rooms, the number of restaurants, and really just overall space in general.
Although we have a lot of severe weather to talk about, I want to take one quick note to make you mindful of the QR code, the specialized QR code that we have in the corner of the screen here that's talking about the solar eclipse. And so we're tracking it. If you take out your phone, put it on camera and scan the code, you'll get the latest tracking that we have available for you. An entire article to let you know what's happening with the eclipse, when it's going to be best in this area to view it, and all of that stuff. Now, the business at hand. We're concerned about severe weather for tomorrow. We could possibly see 1 or 2 tornadoes possible because we're at a level 2. And so the area of yellow is what you want to watch here. And this is where we are right now. And we'll see the concentration of it's going to stay down throughout portions of Virginia and North Carolina. But we are in the crosshairs of this potential bad weather as well. Currently, we're under a coastal flood advisory, and we have the resurgence of additional scattered showers pushing through. We're seeing some heavy downpours that we're seeing that's being isolated and picked up with our significant radar depiction of what's going on. And we have the small craft advisory that's active along the coast, watching out for about 25-mile-per-hour winds. But of course, the end game, the big deal, is still the potential of severe weather. Now, we've had a string of low-pressure systems along this stationary boundary that have opened the door for the potential of not-so-great weather. And see, it's this cold front that's actually been prompting all this. We've had some tornado watches throughout the Ohio Valley region. Now we're seeing this pendulum its way closer towards us, and it's swinging in our direction. So we are watching out for at least a low threat of tornadoes, at the very least, moderate threat of heavy rain, as well as we're looking for a moderate threat for wind damage and large hail, not the small stuff, the real stuff, all right? Now, we've had the latest run, and I ran it again just before we came out of the commercial break. So here's the latest model run. By 5 p.m., we're looking for heavy showers throughout Seaford. And then this happens, okay? So we're still looking at a distinct line here. Now, what I'm doing now, I'm showing you the worst-case scenario model. Other models are not quite as aggressive here. But I'd rather show you the worst possible scenario and have you prepared for that than show you the best and have you caught unaware of what to expect. And that's going to push its way on through by 7 o'clock. So between 5 and 7, that's when we're looking at the hardest push of these storms to push on through. And then by Thursday, we're going to clear out pretty quickly behind that. Now, we've had our fair share of rain from closing in on an inch for us in Slaughter Beach to just over a quarter of an inch in Harbison. And we had over a quarter of an inch in Ocean City and just over a tenth of an inch in places like Georgetown and in Salisbury. We're currently at about 47 degrees uniformly throughout the area. But notice this. I'm going to show you the dew point temperature. Now, look at these temps, 47s. Now, here's a look at the dew point temperatures, 47 and 46. That means we're at almost either 100% relative humidity or close to it. So that's a lot of juicy moisture in the atmosphere that could feed these storms. Now, as we go into, let's say, our expectation, we're looking at another one of our models, and this model pushes things through quickly. But we're still looking, even with the model that's not as aggressive, we still see some isolated pockets of strong storms. So we're going to get something. It's a matter of what, depending on the timing and how much sunshine we have before the storms arrive. The amount of rain, ranging between a quarter of an inch to a half an inch. But we'll see the winds coming out of the south that will also add another layer of possibility of strengthening the storms. So we have a lot of moisture, we have a flow coming out of the south, and we have a cold front coming in out of the west. That makes for a bad combination. One quick note on the eclipse. Now, remember, we have this QR code. You want to scan that real quick because you'll get the latest on that. But we're going to be right here in that 80 to going into 90 percentile range to really see this. And even as I go forward in time here to take a look at our expectations for Monday going to Tuesday, we're staying very clear. So we're looking at a clear shot at looking at the eclipse. Tonight, 47. And then for tomorrow, fast-moving storms in 66. Thursday, clearer and 55. Here's a look at your 5-7 day forecast. Once again, first alert day, mainly in the afternoon, evening.
We're going to keep an eye on that, Paul. I appreciate it. And next, denim buyback, where you can take your old jeans, get some store credit, and maybe help out a nonprofit along the way.
The UV Index Weather Report is sponsored by Ocean City Tourism. Somewhere to smile about.
Don't miss the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at the Waikamaco Civic Center. Browse the largest display of hot tubs, cold therapy tubs, and swim spas in the region with over 30 spas from 5 major brands at up to 50% off. That's this weekend at the Waikamaco Civic Center in Salisbury. Visit hottubmd.com.
My daughter was beginning to struggle with substance use disorder. Felt like somebody cut my heart out. Her dream was to open a house to help other women recover. When we do our groundbreaking, I hear like at 6:30 in the morning. Nobody's here except one guy in a suit walking through the field. He says, Kevin, David Trone, nice to meet you. For every person who is suffering from substance use disorder, there is no bigger champion.
I'm David Trone, and I approve this message.
Be Charmed by Lewis.
Visit our unique shops and restaurants.
Lewis Gourmet and Puzzles, 30 years supporting the community. Eat extraordinary with local and global specialty foods and inspire your brain with jigsaws and more.
The color of spring is upon us. Stop by Floral Inspirations for arrangements, bouquets, gardens, and gifts. Or just come in for the smell of it.
Nectar Cafe. Breakfast and lunch, fresh squeezed juices, espresso, cocktails, amazing omelets, healthy salads, hearty sandwiches, Lewis and Millsboro.
Come explore.
Historic Lewis.
For every season, every weather moment, stay ahead with the CoastTV First Alert Weather Phone. Just call 443-880-9100. Your forecast just a call away. Sponsored by the law offices of Baird, Mandalas, Brockstead, and Federico.
Delmarva's Classic Rock. Big 107.7. Don't miss the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at the Waikamaco Civic Center. Browse over 30 hot tubs and swim spas from 5 major brands at up to 50% off. Financing is available and show admission is free. That's this weekend at the Waikamaco Civic Center in Salisbury. Visit hottubmd.com.
A little switch up from your normal shopping routine, and this one helps out charity. Instead of people leaving this store with jeans, customers are the ones bringing them in. This was a part of the Women's Z Club and Blooming Boutiques denim buyback donation event. People who donate jeans will receive store credit, and the jeans will be donated to local nonprofits. The owner of the shop says that the event is a win-win situation for all.
18 years this August, and we've always done a lot, giving back to the community, and you feel good. That's the biggest thing. I think it makes you real. It's a positive, good thing, and and people are feeling good coming in, bringing in their jeans, and it's really got people to clean out their closets.
Still time to get into this. The event continues through Monday, April 15th at Lewis, Longneck, and Milford locations. In entertainment news, Taylor Swift is in rarefied air. Her record-breaking Eras tour propelling her to billionaire status. Now, we knew that. She's officially made the Forbes billionaire list. That ranks people around the world with the most money. And while the singer is wildly popular, she's still got a ways to go to climb up that billionaire's ladder. The magazine ranks her at number 2,545 on its list. Now, Swift is estimated to be worth $1.1 billion. And while there are other entertainers on the Forbes list, Swift is said to be the first one to get there solely by songwriting and performing. Meanwhile, French businessman Bernard Arnault currently tops the list as the richest man in the world, his net worth $233 billion. Entrepreneur Elon Musk second at $195 billion, and Amazon's founder Jeff Bezos a close third there at $194 billion. Also, for the 43rd year in a row, I clocked in at no billions. 0 billions. Coming up in sports, the longest men's lacrosse winning streak in the nation. That continues. Our great DSN crew breaking it all down. And next, take your vitamins. A new link between nutrients in pill form and your brain health.
This week at Johnny Janosic, the savings are off the charts. Get Delaware's guaranteed lowest prices, an additional 10% off that, plus 0% APR for 12 months with no money down, for a limited time only at Johnny Janosic.
Nearly 30 years ago, Mediacom was founded on a powerful idea: bring cutting-edge broadband to underserved communities. From coast to coast, we connected 850,000 miles of fiber. Our team broke speed barriers, delivered 1 gig speeds to every customer, has led the way in developing a 10G platform, and now with Mediacom Mobile is offering the fastest, most reliable network on the go. Mediacom. Decades of dedication, decades of delivery, decades ahead.
The world's #1 selling farm tractor. Easy to operate and more powerful than your average tractor. Mahindra tractors. Push more, pull more, lift more. With more torque and lower engine maintenance, Mahindra tractors are rugged and tough. We know how much you love your land, so we want you to love your tractor. Get your next Mahindra tractor today. Southern States of Milford, improving farming and improving life. Rooted since 1948.
When homeowners think of a kitchen remodel, they picture their house in chaos for months, eating out every night, and of course, a big invoice.
With Paul Davis, we have an easy kitchen remodel solution for a fraction of the cost. Our certified installers add 5 layers of hardwood over your cabinets with new doors and drawers to match.
And it's done in as little as 3 days.
Save Big 3 Ways is now extended. Get last year's pricing, pay nothing until 2025, and get $1,000 off now ending April 30th.
Call Paul Davis for a free estimate.
From inside Iran, from Israel, from Florida. Part of our continued reporting.
It is safe. Everybody good?
Women, children,
Stay ahead of our ever-changing coastal climate with the Coast TV First Alert Weather Team. Our team is always at work to deliver the accurate forecasts you need. With us, the weather is more than a forecast. It's a part of life.
Don't miss the Tempur-Pedic closeout event at Johnny Janosik's Mattress World. Shop now and save up to 50% on floor sample closeouts from Tempur-Pedic. Plus, get a free gift for a limited time only at Johnny Janosik's Mattress World.
In health news, wait until you hear this. Taking a daily multivitamin could help slow cognitive decline. That's according to a recent study published in the American Journal for Clinical Nutrition. Nearly 600 people were given cognitive and memory tests for 2 years. Half the group took a standard daily multivitamin and the other half took a placebo. Researchers found those who took the multivitamin scored slightly higher on memory and cognitive tests. A second study published last year in the Cosmos database found people who took a multivitamin for a year got better scores on a word recall test. It's a critical part of maintaining your health, but managing weight, not always easy. And if you're hoping to shed a few pounds as it gets warmer, experts say there's no better time to start than right now. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has more on how to successfully get fit for summer as it approaches.
You may be eyeing that swimsuit and checking out that number on the scale, but you might need to change your mindset.
What we want to focus on is lifelong health and not just focus solely on a summer body.
Dr. Steve Poon with Mayo Clinic says to meet long-term goals, first be realistic.
A lot of times people try to make these drastic changes, but oftentimes they don't take hold because it's very difficult.
Poon says to take small steps, consistent exercise can help. Incorporate cardio to get the heart rate up and strength training to build muscle. But make sure you're doing something you enjoy.
Exercise comes in very different forms for each individual, right? And what works for one person doesn't always work for the others.
Next, eat balanced meals. Poon says don't try to cut out entire food groups. Instead, eat in moderation with plenty of protein, fruits and veggies, and fiber.
Certain diets tend to avoid carbohydrates, but that's part of your long-term energy store. So if you're doing some longer distance exercises, you're going on a weekend hike on a challenging mountain trail, having some carbohydrates the night before will actually help keep and sustain your energy.
Finally, limit beverages that add empty calories. That includes alcohol and soda.
You'll hear me say moderation, moderation, moderation over and over again. And that holds true with regardless of what we're thinking about.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And here's another tip. The doctor says getting support from an exercise class or even a fitness club, it can really help out your health goals, providing a sense of community and accountability.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
And what's going on, sports fans? Coming into tonight, Salisbury men's lacrosse had won 49 straight at home, and a little rain wasn't going to stop them from 50. Salisbury welcoming Stockton to Siegel Stadium. Ospreys facing off against the #1 team in Division III. Goals got off to a fast start, too. Blake Epstein, great downhill dodge, a shot and a goal for the senior. SU would keep the pedal to the metal. Luke Nestor turning on the Jets and going to sting the top corner. Third quarter we go. More SU offense. Riley Strew working behind the net, turning the corner on X, and gonna bury a sharp angle try as Salisbury rolls 27-4. Afterwards, Strube and head coach Jim Berkman said the team chemistry is beginning to click, but their focus isn't too far ahead.
Chemistry is great. From everywhere between the freshmen all the way up to the fifth years, everybody's all like bonded together and nobody's like left out. It's more like we want to do it for coach. You know, everything he's been through, we just want to focus on getting to the national championship for him and everybody.
I think we got a lot of confidence in where we're at right now. We're doing a lot of good things. You know, we're well versed in who we are and what we got to do. Saturday down there is playing a great CNU team, but it's been one of the top 4 teams in the country the last 4 or 5 years. It starts at the X. We got to win some face-offs and make sure that we get some opportunities. And if we shoot well and win some face-offs, I like our chances against anybody.
That over sports. Have a great night, everybody.
Paris 2024 organizers inaugurated today a work by Laurent Pirbos entitled Beauty and Gesture in front of the French National Assembly. This is all to celebrate the Olympic Games and promote access to culture. The French artists installed 6 Venuses made from acrylic resin on the steps of the French National Assembly in Paris. Now each one, you can see right here, is measuring over 6 feet in height, embodying an Olympic or Paralympic sport: basketball, boxing, javelin, para-archery, surfing, and tennis. The sculptures are made in the colors of the rainbow. That's to symbolize equal rights and the fight against discrimination. And don't forget, the Paris Olympics, they start July 26th. You can watch them right here with coverage exclusively on CoastTV. We'll be right back.
They're breaded in spicy tempura and made with cayenne. But most importantly, they're back.
Plus a hot new deal. 2 orders of 10-piece McNuggets for $6. Spicy or classic.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Looking for fitness that fits your budget? Join Planet Fitness. Now through April 12th. Save big when you join the judgment-free zone for just $1 down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. That's right. We've dropped our enrollment fee to just $1. So it's easy to start getting that big fitness energy. Never intimidating. Always free fitness training, equipment for every workout. And most clubs open 24 hours so you can get in, get energized, and get going. Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Hurry. Deal ends Friday, April 12th.
Stanley Steamer is proud to be the leader in deep cleaning, cleaning over 1 million homes and businesses across America every year, using powerful equipment custom built by us. We'll remove the buildup of dirt, dust, allergens, grime, and contaminants seen and unseen from your home and business. America's professional deep cleaner for over 75 years. It's not clean until it's Stanley Steamer Clean.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
At Atlantic General Hospital, we've been busy. Busy expanding healthcare services that are second to none in our region. From cancer care and women's health services to orthopedics, gastroenterology, and more, we provide advanced health technologies delivered by top providers. Expert care every day. It's what you can count on from Atlantic General Hospital.
Toyota is going all wheels in with fantastic deals on thousands of in-stock Toyotas ready for delivery. So visit your local dealer today for a great selection of front, 4, and all-wheel drive vehicles. Right now, get low 4.75% APR on a sporty Camry or stylish Corolla. Get fantastic deals when you go all wheels in on your new Toyota. Let's go places.
This is your reminder to thank the friend who gets McDonald's breakfast for the group while everyone else sleeps in.
Get the sausage McMuffin with egg for $2.79 and an iced coffee for just 99 cents.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Say cheese and you can dine and donate at Fondue in Milford next week. Devour a variety of cheesy, savory, and sweet fondues, and 10% of the sales are going to be going to programs and services offered by Kent Sussex Industries. That's a nonprofit that helps people with disabilities and provides them with job opportunities. This fondue fundraiser is next Thursday, April 11th from 4 to 11 p.m.
Our UV index by Face of Grace going to be at a low 2 for tomorrow because we're expecting some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Our umbrella giveaway winner, by the way, is actually Bonnie Figurski of Georgetown. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. Now, by the way, if you want to keep up with the forecast, because we've got a lot of bad weather coming our way, be sure you call our First Alert weather line. It's sponsored by Baird, Mandalis, Bruckstedt, and Federico. Right now, we're taking a look at our Irish Eyes Pub view from Lewis, and we are looking for temperatures to stay in the upper 40s, actually. And we see the scattered showers pushing across. We have another round of rain that's hitting us right now, and we're bracing for stormy weather for tomorrow, which is why we have a first alert day on your exclusive 10-day forecast.
Thanks for joining us for Coast TV News at 11. For more news, more of our local weather, especially with this week, download our Coast TV News app. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is next, and we're going to see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great evening.